Excited? I'm excited. We're going to go ahead and go live. Let's do that. Welcome, everyone, to our Success Mastermind. John Lavenia here with you and filling in for Mark, who I think might be back next week. I don't know. I got to find out what his schedule is. But all I know is that I am on Thursdays and Fridays. And you got me yesterday because I filled in for Glenn. And I am happy to be here with Gail and Janet. There's Cyril. And there's all our friends on YouTube. Welcome, everyone. We're going to have a fun little conversation today. I got an announcement. Just talked to my secret weapon. You guys know who my secret weapon is, Shannon. Yep. And she said she cannot be here at the scheduled time for Brand Builder tonight. So we're going to suspend Brand Builder. Okay. I'll have our assistant go ahead and change the the order and what have you. But she'll be back here for the next scheduled Brand Builder. Well, she'll be back in Arizona at that point, so everything should be back to normal. Been a crazy summer, huh? Yeah. Or winter if you're down under, right? It's coming to an end here. We are in September now, and coming up on fourth quarter. So I wanted to talk with you a little bit about getting in the flow with modern times and festivities and everything that you can do. Yes, that you can do about your situation as we come up on the final 90 days of the year. Now, I know I'm saying that in advance. October, November, December. We're not in October yet, John. It's only September 2nd. But I wanted to offer everyone a reminder that what you prepare for now is what you're going to be dealing with in a few weeks. I usually have this conversation in the fourth quarter when people are preparing for their new year. Right. And I say, well, start building your new year, right? Start building it now. Let's hit the ground with momentum come January 1st. I don't give a damn what the calendar says. I'm going to like have a resolution or something because it's the 31st of December. My goodness, I'm going to be resolved right now. Right now I have resolve, right? Or not, right? So, well, which one is it, John? So that's what I wanted to talk with you about right now, especially in these changing times. I know sometimes people like to use the term uncertain times. Well, what do we know about, for anyone who's read The Science of Getting Rich, what do we know about getting rich? Is that those who get rich do things in the certain way, not the uncertain way, the certain way. So I'm not going to affirm that it's uncertain times. What I'm going to affirm is that these are changing times. And when isn't it? When isn't it? Gail, you've been around a couple of moons, right? You've seen a couple of winters. Right. When is it not changing times?
Always.
Right. Okay. So pleasing or not. But what can we do about whatever the circumstance is, pleasing or not? What can we do about it? What part of this can we be responsible for? This is a question that I ask myself a lot. Now, I found myself last night with my head in some stuff that I don't know that I could do anything about. Yeah, I watched the news. Not smart. Okay. But, every now and then I got to stick my head in, see what the hell is going on. And oh my friggin' goodness. So I'm not going to go down that road with you right now or bury you in things that you can't do anything about, or at least that you think that you can't do anything about. But within my circle of influence, I noticed, there are things that I could do to have an effect that perhaps I haven't given my attention to, or I can give my attention more fully to, and just reprioritize some stuff. Now, we've talked about priorities before, and I think, the saying, good is the enemy of great. So I've got some good things going on in my life. I hope everyone here does too. In fact, I know all of you who are on here live with us. I know you personally. I know that you have good things going on in your life. Hopefully you know it too. Hopefully you acknowledge that. Hopefully you experience gratitude. And what we were talking about in our book of the month, or however long it takes us to read the book, right? In the law of increase, where almost the entire chapter on how to apply the law of increase was about praise, right? And we could say, praise the Lord or the law, praise and be grateful for all the good that is everywhere, that my needs are met abundantly from the source, which knows no end, right? Or we could sit here and gripe about conditions and what we lack. And so this is a great reminder for me to keep my attention on that which I can do, that which is good and right, those things of good report, right? To think on these things, to pray without ceasing. And so I was thinking, all right, what's praiseworthy? What's praiseworthy in my world? Well, my goodness, I've got lots of things to be grateful for. My needs are met. That's very nice. In fact, they always have been. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here talking to you. I'd be a corpse, right? So quite evidently, everyone's needs have been met. Who's here in this conversation right now? Are we going to compound on that? Are we going to build on that? Can we say, look, I'm praising this foundation. I am acknowledging, I guess would be another way to say it, this foundation of what's good in my life. And now I'm going to build upon that because yes, I can do better, stronger, faster, but good is the enemy of great. So could I also just as easily or even easier just rest on my laurels and say, you know what, we're doing okay. For me, and this is just for me, I don't know if you can put this on, all right, you want to try this on, here it is. But for me, I've got to find ways to leverage my time, effort, and attention better than I'm doing now. Let's say, for example, let's take something easily quantifiable. Let's say you've got a fitness goal, and your fitness goal is either to gain a certain amount of muscle mass or to lose a certain amount of fat, and you can quantify that with weight lifted or weight lost in terms of body fat and what have you. Okay, so what are you doing? Let's say you're doing good. Let's say you're going in the right direction. What are you doing, or what could you do to create a leverage or a compound effect with that? So, for example, I go to the gym every day and lift weights. That's nice. And then I eat garbage. Chicken pot pie. Okay. There's a couple of green vegetables in there. I saw a pea in there. That's nice. Okay. Thank you for the pea. But is there something more I could do? Yeah. Stop at the store on the way back from the gym and get some spinach, throw that in a blender with my protein powder, which I have some really awesome protein powder. Shoot that down. Man, smashed up spinach. Now we're talking. Popeye was right, by the way. Popeye was right. He eats his spinach. Okay. So did I just compound? So here's the exercise, and now here's some attention being put on nutrition. One of our members here, Sonia Thuringia, NutriGirl, right? She knows all about nutrition, and she hasn't bludgeoned me with this. I'm going to be meeting with her today, but she's she's like an expert with this stuff. So I'm that close. I've got like a nutritional expert that close to my face while I put my chicken pot pie in the microwave. And you know what? I'll tell you what, that's an improvement from just starving myself, because when I'm busy. I don't even think about food. All right. So eat the chicken pot pie. That's fine. But can we not be conscious of this? Can we not be mindful of this? Sure. Would that compound my results? What else could I do to compound my results? Well, you guys know that I recently took up again Krav Maga, right? So tonight at 7 p.m. Arizona time, I'm going to be kicking ass in the gym again. So I do my strength training, eat something besides, processed foods, and go exercise again in a different method, a functional method. One where I actually break a sweat. I could sit there and lift weights and not break a sweat. Right. So, and sometimes I do, but it's not like a cardio type activity. Okay. But running around the gym and doing drills and interacting with other bodies and learning attack moves and stuff, right? You tend to break a sweat doing that stuff, or beating the crap out of a bag, right? Till your knuckles bleed, which just reminds me how alive I am. I love it. So I know Gail likes that stuff too. So is that I would say now we're moving in the direction of great, right? So good. Yeah. I did my jog for the week or something. Okay. Or hit the gym every day and eat your spinach and go do Krav Maga. Now we're talking. Okay. So that's a way to get a better result in less time. That's a leverage approach. How about business? Good is the enemy of great. Okay, so let's say you're making 20,000 a month with whatever your current business is. Okay, it's good. It's good. That money's worth less every day, by the way. Yeah. So what can you do to leverage that? If it's taking 100% of your attention, and look, this was the condition that I was in back when I worked a job. It took 100% of my attention, 80 hours a week, to make about 10,000 a month. Half of my goal. Oh my goodness, is that Toyin? Oh, hi Toyin. I love you. Good to see you. Wow, we got some regulars.
Hello, John. Nice to see you too, and everyone.
I love Toyin.
Sorry, I'm late.
You just made my day. Just showing up. Robin's here as well. Hey, Robin. I don't see Robin, but I know she's here. But it was 80 hours a week and all my attention to make 10,000 a month. My goal was to make 20. Okay. But I didn't have any way to leverage my attention or effort, or, here's my business time. I'm wearing my business hat. I'm working this job and I'm doing this thing for this corporation. And I was in that mold, and I had to think outside of the mold, or outside of the box, as the saying goes. And this was scary for me, because good is the enemy of great. I'm in my comfort zone. It sucked, but still it was familiar. And my bills got paid almost on time, and for whatever it's worth. Okay. And my life was drifting away. And then I ended up at the hospital, and I got to have doctors telling my newlywed wife in my early 30s that I'm going to be dead in 5 years if I keep going like this. And yeah, that's good, right? Hey, better than the average Joe, if that's who you're looking to compare yourself to. Average Joe. Okay, Joe. Average by definition is unremarkable, right? It's good. It's better than, total ruin, failure, whatever. But it's the enemy of great. And because I had that drive, I had that desire, I decided to do what? To take some risks, to become an entrepreneur again, having not seen a pleasing result with it the first couple of times that I took a swing, but I got back on my horse, and I found ways through other people. By the way, I didn't have the answers. Okay, just like through other people, I'm learning Krav Maga. Through other people, I can learn about nutrition. All opportunities come through other people, but through other people, I learned ways to exchange more abundantly into the marketplace and get paid more abundantly. Exchange, right? More benefits equals more pay, right? And do that in less time. And because I already had a work ethic, it was not that big of a deal for me to become a top producer in that space, just like I was a top producer in the workaday world. And look, we've got a lot of high achievers here, right? Now, look, if you lack ambition, well, that's a different conversation, right? Napoleon Hill talked about this in Think and Grow Rich. He talked about, the person with no goal, no ambition, no definiteness of purpose. There's really no cure for that. Yeah, you have to lose. So, and this is why I observed myself kind of going sideways when I had my head in some things last night that I can't directly affect. I cannot do something about that. I'm certainly concerned about it. Okay, watch the news, you get concerned about stuff. By the way, there's one news article. Everything's getting worse and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the news article, just in case you're wondering what's on the news. So we have things that we can't have an immediate effect with, but what part of this can I have an effect with? Okay. So back to the spheres of influence that I am operating in. Here's my health, here's business, right? So now I'm looking at this again. I'm looking at this. All right, John. So what's your best yielding so far? With the methods that you're employing, what's the high statistics that you are now looking to raise that bar on, and how can you do it? And opportunities are showing up to do exactly that in the face of and via, right? Listen to this, via these changing times. right? Here come opportunities. I have to remember, my friends, I have to remember what Hill said. He said, in every crisis comes the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. So as things grow and decline, create and disintegrate, I'm either getting into flow with that, which may be counter to the disintegration. Here comes the opportunity. Okay, here's the crisis, here's the opportunity. All right. Or I'm succumbing to it. Or I'm saying, wow, that sucks. Yeah, I guess we're going to sit here and suck it up. Because I'm so damn married to my methods and whatever level of, effectiveness, leverage, self-expression, whatever level I'm operating at now, it's comfortable. Just like the job that almost killed me. It's comfortable. It's a cop-out. Thank God I've got ambition, right? So if there's anything to be praiseworthy, to recognize and to praise in my life, certainly my abilities, my ability to think, to act, to have goals, and to have whatever freedoms I have that I can go ahead and express myself in the marketplace, do good for others, right? Put out benefits and receive the recompense for that, right? That's praiseworthy. Can I also, and here's where I find it a little difficult sometimes, can I also find praise or cause for praise in the challenges and the crises that provide or that bear the seed of opportunity? That one's a little tougher. All right, that one's a little bit, I gotta get out of my own head on that stuff. I gotta assess a bigger scene. In other words, I can't just sit here with my, what I think I already know, for whatever that's worth. Okay. And I'll tell you what it's worth. It's worth, whatever level of results I'm getting right now. That's what my best thinking is worth. So if you want to take, get out the spreadsheet and do some accounting, that's what it's worth. In the gym, that's what it's worth. In my business, that's what it's worth. In my relationships, that's what it's worth. So I have to objectively look at that, and rather than assert my rightness, right? Because yeah, I'm doing better than the average Joe, whatever, right? Joe doesn't even know I exist, by the way. Joe doesn't give a shit about John's results. Okay. So yeah, great. I'm doing better than the average Joe. Good's the enemy of great. And I come back, this quote has come up for me a couple of times, or this assertion has come up for me a couple of times, where psychologists or whoever they are said that we operate on 10% of our potential. That's what they say. Whoever they is. Try that on. I don't know. Do you like that? Is that condemnatory? Is that exceedingly critical? Or is that on a self-assessment, right? Is that accurate? I don't know. I don't know how to quantify 10%. But I know that something Einstein said. He said, I want to know the thoughts of God. The rest are details. Well, that seems like a bigger scene. That seems like something where we're serving a bigger perspective, right? Than just, what I think and look at me, I'm so damn right. I've never learned anything by being right. So here I am offering you this monologue. I don't know how this is resonating with you. Typically Mark hosts on every other Thursday. So you got stuck with this. This is what's coming out of my brain right now. And I look at how milquetoast so many people's approaches have been, and I can put myself in that same category. If in fact I'm with the idea that I'm operating on 10%, I would call that a milquetoast effort. If you bought a car or whatever machinery, right, and it was, the throttle was locked at 10%, would you feel like you've gotten your money's worth? Imagine you had this, I don't know, let's pick something that Gail would drive. How about one of those new Ram TRX, the T-Rex Rams? They're like $90,000. It's the ultimate off-road vehicle. It's got a 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi in there, 700 horsepower. It's insanity, this truck. Okay. I can picture Gail driving one of those, right? But the governor on the computer and the throttle and all that, right? Not to get into the mechanics of all this, but it was locked at 20 miles an hour and 100 horsepower or something. You just paid 90 grand for that. Well, that car would be going back, right? But how many of us, right? If we're willing to look and recognize, oh my goodness, I am so able. I am so able. Right there, that's an acknowledgement. That's praise, right? I am so able. What am I doing with this? Pissing away my time like I'm immortal over here. Conceding, concession. I'm surviving. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I get to be social and, have my opinions. Is that it? Or can we go ahead and exchange that for the ungoverned, right? For the full throttle machine. Now, if you were paying for it, your mind, your abilities, and of course we do, we're exchanging our life, right? So we're paying with our life. But if we could quantify that, just like I quantified my results in the gym or the business, the money, right? But if we can quantify what it actually costs us to play a small game, I think we'd stop playing it more readily. I think we'd show the milquetoast guy the door. By the way, we should use that word more. I love that word, milquetoast. Look it up. It basically means spineless and lacking oomph, vim, and vigor. Right? It's just milquetoast. Poppycock. That's another word we should use more often. But yeah, I think you'd show average Joe to the door, and I think you would do something spectacular if you knew what it was actually costing you. I say this for myself. You can own this or not, right? That's for you. And you might be saying, well, John, my goodness, you've already accomplished so much. And, you're a mentor to many people and a business coach and author and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Look, if my purpose was fulfilled, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I'd be in the ground or a poof of smoke or something. I wouldn't be here walking around in a body, running my mouth. So apparently there's more game. Am I up to the challenge? And it's challenging. Well, what else am I going to do? What is something you could take on? Here's the thought for everyone. What is something you could take on that you've put off, or that you've bought your own excuses about and allowed yourself to play a smaller game or not get in the game, playing to not lose versus playing to win, settling for good when great is available. In fact, there's lots of room at the top, right? Lots of room. What is something you could take on and go make a spectacle of yourself? Like really friggin' do it, like for real. No turning back. Interesting question. I'd love to hear anyone else if they've got some thoughts about this, or if you'd like to come out and make a September 2nd resolution. Don't need to wait for December 31st, right? We could start a year right now. We could start 90 days right now. We could start this week right now. It's your life. Who's got some thoughts you'd like to share on this? Hopefully I didn't just put everybody to sleep or introvert you. That's the last thing I want to do, is have you thinking, oh my goodness, he's talking to me. No, I love you guys, right? I just want you to win big, right? And go have an effect worth having, right? Help somebody else. Go be the demonstration, be the example, be the evidence that they need to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. Because look, I don't think we need more victims in the world. I think we got plenty of victims. We need leaders. Will you be that? I avow to you that I shall. And to whatever degree I have, this is just a start. Gail, how are you, my friend?
I'm fine, thanks. I missed the last half because I was running off to try and find where my granddaughter was. She gave me and my daughter a fright. She came home, dropped something off, and was supposed to go with her bike to meet her mother, and she didn't show up. And when I went out to look, the bike was at the end of the driveway and there was no Bella, but we found her. So I missed the last half of what you said. But when you were talking about New Year's resolutions and why should we wait till January? Because most of those ones that I wait to until January, I never do. And this week, I have started my new, I don't want to call it a resolution, but my new effort. I've started back at the YMCA in the pool to do my exercises, because now most of my limbs are okay. I can move them now. This still hurts like heck, but it's getting better.
Mhm.
So I need to go back in the pool and do my exercises, and I'm doing that every other day. I'm going to be doing some other exercises on the other days. So I plan on working out in some form or another 5 or 6 days a week.
Mm.
I also plan on getting back into my business, because I've used all of this as an excuse. Oh, I can't do it. I'm hurting too much. And I got too comfortable with my life the way it was. So my hope is that I will be able to follow up with all these things and get back into the mood that I was in and everything a year ago. So that's what I'm working on now.
Beautiful. Thank you, Gail. Thank you. You got lots more game in you. Lots more, right?
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, my friend. So good to see you. All right. Who else? Thank you, Gail. Who else wants to talk? I see Ace Man, Cyril, Edward, and Edward. Both Edwards are here. Mandy, Robin, Suzanne, Toyin, and Janet. Any other thoughts on this playing big and being great? Anybody else?
Well,
Hey, Edward.
how you doing, sir?
I'm awesome, brother.
I got a lot of comments on this, but I don't even know where to start. Playing all out, doing your absolute best, knowing that you only got a toe in the water. No matter what kind of results you got to this point, you can always be so much better. You can always do so much more. And the realization that that is the key, and that is the reality, is very eye-opening, awakening. We think about milk toast, and we think about all of the things you said, poppycock and all that. Because you can identify with that. You can identify that that's where you have been. That's where you still are. Because like you said, you could sell yourself short through inconsistency, through not showing up like you need to, through half showing up, through going through the motions, not being present when you need to be present, and be totally engulfed in what you're doing. You're not there. Being complacent. All those things are the enemy of great. In order to be great, you've got to have a process that brings the fruition of greatness. And you got to buy into the process, and you got to hold on to the principles of the process. You got to get yourself to act when you don't want to. It's a never-ending battle, and it's continuous. You have to overcome your flesh every day, all day. And it's just one of those kind of things that you catch yourself, not doing. It's like, I don't want to do this. I just don't want. I don't want to pick this phone up. I don't want to, talk to these people. They just don't get it. And then you got to reframe that and say, they don't get it because you're not presented the way it should be presented. So you get better. It's always you. It's never them. It's it's the solution is always you getting better, and you presenting to more people, and you letting people know, your conviction and your beliefs and the things that matter. And you do that every day, whenever you come on. It's all about, you can feel your conviction. You can feel, what you believe in, and it's very attractive. It's very how can I say it? it's very congruent. Because we all want the same thing. We all are trying to do the same thing. We're all doing the same thing. I'm just very happy to be able to hear and be reminded on a daily basis. And even when I'm not here, I can always go to recordings and see things that I've missed. So once again, I appreciate you, and I appreciate your input. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. So glad you're here, man. I love you. This is just the beginning. We're gonna create some amazing stuff, Edward. You are. All right. I've known you a long time, and I'm glad you're back in the fold, or however we call this. Thank you, my friend. Is that my friend Mandy from the United Kingdom? Oh my goodness. Hi, traveler. Welcome, traveler. How are you?
Hello. Can you hear me? I'm on my phone.
I can.
Yeah, can you hear me right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look great.
Thank
Look at
you. I've been meaning to speak for days, but I just haven't actually got to the point where I could get my thoughts together. But this one does speak to me. So what would I say? I think it's really, really important that you don't play small. I think that you owe it to your life in a way to play big, but it isn't an easy thing to do. And that's why lots of people don't go that way. But I think it's also important to see where you are now and to take things slowly, in the sense of you don't go from good to great overnight, not necessarily anyway. So from my perspective, I've been working with you, and you know that I've been looking at the business. I still am looking at the business, but I don't think I am at the moment where I need to be great at it, because I don't have the self-confidence to stand in my own power all the time and say, yes, I can do this, and not let other things get to me, or other people get to me, or other people's opinions get to me. So I've been looking at it, and I'm also a great believer in the universe, that when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. And I have seen something else which may better work on my limiting beliefs. But I want to be great, which is why I want to look at everything that I'm doing. I need to be to pay the debts off that I need to pay off. I can't just do it on a normal salary. So this is the last chance for me, but I want to carry on doing what I'm doing, and definitely want to go with the route of, because I think I can help lots of different people understand reports and everything else that's out there. And it's something I really want to do, but I want to do it right. So I want to go into it knowing that I can succeed at it rather than try it and then fail at it. So I'm trying to do something else which is going to make myself feel more confident and stand in my own power. And something just came up at the right time that I needed it. And so what my message is, take it one step at a time. Because you said you spent £300,000 on your growth and everything, and it's other people that give it to you. And I have been in counselling, I've been everything else, and you just need to keep growing, but you can't look at everything about your soul at the same time. You have to take it in stages, because each time, if you allow the universe in, it will show you what you need to do. And I'm hoping, it could be another shiny object. I hope it's not. I don't believe it is, because I haven't signed up for other things that I have done. It's just this one came to me and it was like, yes, that's what I need. That's what I need. And it just showed up at the right time. So as I say, that's what I would say, is to get to your greatness, go slowly, but go through what you need to change in yourself, or look at yourself in a deep way to think, what do you need? And then go for it. What can you do to change that bit, or to improve that bit, or to get, I don't know, sales training, limited beliefs training, whatever training you need to help you to get to great. It's like Glenn said before as well, you have to be bad at something or not know something to then get mediocre at it, to get good at it, to get great at it. So it's working all the way through that. And I do relate to that. So I hope that can help some people to do it. And let's hope that, in the next 4 months, that will do it for me too. So that just spoke to me.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mandy. Yeah. And you are just exuding life. So with that intent coming out, and like, I think what you were just talking about reminds me of perfectionism. So I know you're an expert with, like you mentioned, reports and e-commerce and all this, right? So, but are you like the ultimate guru of the universe or something? Or is that what you need to be in order to serve others? No, that's an interesting ride. Good luck with that, right? So, How about we just go be the expert and then continue growing as the expert? Because look, I'll tell you right now, I don't care, how good I am at what I do. Okay. I am not good, nor do I want to be good, nor am I interested in any way and be good in these other things like accounting, for example. I hate it. Okay. Other people love it. Please go love it. Does that mean you're the best accountant in the world? No, infinitely better than me. You're hired, right? I am not going to do it. I've proven to myself I'm not going to do it. You go do it. Here's some money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love you, my friend.
Behind the scenes, I am still going to be looking at it. Behind the scenes, I'm still doing it.
Are you handing me money? Is that your credit card?
Yeah,
Is that for me?
I'm outside the shop.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Mandy.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else before we wrap up today and get on with life? All right. Good to see you all again. We have suspended brand builder for tonight. Do we have anything else going on today? No. Hospitality Suite's always open. If you need a meeting room, you've got it. And I'm going to be back here with everyone tomorrow. Of course, we do have practical entrepreneurial tips at 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time here in the States, plus 5 hours, right, for our friends in the UK. Of course, that's hosted by Ego Obi in the UK. I think that's noon. So 8, 9, 10, 12. Yeah, noon BST, British Summer Time. So be here for that tomorrow morning. And then, of course, we'll have Fun Friday tomorrow, as well as Be Heard. So you guys make it a great one. I love you. Thank you for being here. We'll see